Hello everyone, my name is the Retrodan and welcome to a brand new gaming backlog update, this time for November. While I have been away for quite some time due to me losing my PC, as I said in previous videos, and playing a lot of World of Warcraft, I still managed to beat around 5 games and 1 DLC in November, so I'm here to talk to you about that, and let's get right into the games. Starting off by Chained Echoes, which many of you who have watched previous videos going back to 1 year is one of my favorite JRPGs. It's an indie JRPG published and developed by Matthias Linde, and it's basically a good indie JRPG that's based around quality of life. It has very unique systems, a very amazing soundtrack, art design, class design, character design. Everything in this game is almost perfect. The game had around a 90 score on Metacritic, and I've had it for a long time on PC, but this year I got the platinum for it on PlayStation, and it was an amazing journey. I have some videos up on the channel about the game if you want to check out, but that was the first game I decided to beat and platinum this month. Then we went to another game that had been sitting on my backlog for a long time. Older times on the PC, but most recently on the PS, because I bought the PS4 version for it, which was Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, which some people like to categorize as the Chinese version of GTA published by Square Enix, but I think it's much more than that. It's like a Chinese cops and robbers game based on Chinese or Hong Kong gangs that has very unique Arkham Knight-like combat, like the Batman games, if you know what kind of combat I'm talking about. It has a very good and interesting and captivating story. I really enjoyed it, but the game has one huge problem when being played on PS5. The version is capped at 30 FPS and has a lot of crashes. The other thing that I found curious was that many YouTubers considered this platinum to be a very good one, but I personally didn't have a very fun experience when it came to the collectible part of the trophy journey, because the challenges were interesting and challenging and engaging enough, but there were a lot of parts of this platinum trophy and completion that were honestly pretty mid, and I don't see this as a 10 out of 10 in terms of quality platinum trophy or that other stuff that people tell about the game. I did beat both DLCs, but I don't think they're worth talking about as they're pretty simple. One of them, you're playing like an Halloween type of setting where Hong Kong is being invaded by spirits, and in the other one you play as Wei Shan, the main character, as a cop, and you have different cop abilities from the main game and have to do cop activities related to a group of cultists, but the DLCs were decent at most. Then, moving on from that, we have Jak and Daxter: The Precursor Legacy. Now, this game had been sitting on my backlog for a while, because if I'm being pretty honest with you, the original PS4 port that was emulated on PS2 on the PS4 and 5 systems was not that good, and I had encountered a lot of problems with it due to input lag and even a couple of crashes and lag. I decided to drop it a long time ago, but when I was grinding for platinums early on November, I decided that this was the time to go for it, and I went on the game, played it through to the end, got the platinum trophy for it, had to look up some guides for some collectibles as I didn't want to go running around the maps getting collectibles and struggling to get them for the 100%, but overall a pretty simple platinum trophy, around 8 hours. And I know Jak 2 and 3 tend to complicate things a bit more, so I'm not sure when I'm going to play those, but we'll see. They have to be played eventually. Then right after that, another video that I also covered in this channel, and this was a month that I took to go back to games I had dropped, and I beat Castlevania Requiem, Symphony of the Night, and Rondo of Blood, which was one platinum trophy that came from beating 2 games, so we can count these as 2 games, because to get the platinum in this game I had to beat Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night, and those were very interesting games to say the least. Rondo of Blood didn't really appeal to me as it had a lot of the old game shenanigans of bad enemy placement, a lot of damage from enemies and janky mechanics, but Symphony of the Night was a very good Metroidvania, which had a lot of interesting RPG elements, and for me, having RPG elements in the game makes it immediately better, so I really enjoyed this more than any Castlevania game that I had played, and it was a very pleasant experience. The last trophy, called Shafted, where you have to play as Richter throughout the entire Symphony of the Night part of the game, wasn't really fun. It was really frustrating because you don't get access to most of the upgrades you tend to get while playing Symphony of the Night as Alucard. But other than that, the game was pretty smooth. I followed the guide that I referenced in my other Castlevania video that you can check out if you want. And last but not least, we have Firewatch, the game that a lot of people tend to praise, which is a walking simulator game where you play as a forest guard, or I don't know how people call it, but I'll call it a forest guard, the guy that looks out for forest fires, and he has these interactions throughout the game with another forest guard. And I'd like to say positive things about this game, and I think at least the art style was pretty, and I liked exploring the forest, but other than that, I think the game was too ambitious for its own good. It built up a lot of plots that led you towards a single point of the game, but then people always talk about this game as it having a lot of interesting plot twists, but I think the plot twists did not have a focal point and ended up derailing the entire vibe that the game was trying to go for. And when it eventually closed down those points that emerged from these plot twists, ended up not being that good, if I'm being honest with you. So I got the trophies for this game, but I didn't really enjoy it or got the point of it. I even opened up a thread on the forums for PlayStation P, and I got a lot of answers getting the same vibe from the game. But if you like the game, I don't mind it. Yeah, everyone likes what they like, but this was the last game I beat for November. Other than that, it's been a lot of World of Warcraft, but I have more games planned to beat in the next few months. They're going to be smaller and smaller now that I'm playing World of Warcraft, at least as I'm getting ready to do stuff for the channel on other games that requires a bit more of investment. The backlog part of the videos is going to lower because I have to play less games in order to focus on the ones I want to record videos for. But I will definitely keep doing these updates, and I'll hope to see you guys around. Other than that, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. I'm glad I'm back to make more of them. Leave a like if you enjoyed this, and leave a comment if you want to say something to me or ask me something. Other than that, this has been the Retro Den, and I'm out.